No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh wait, did he send it in DMs? Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go take a look.
See, this is my problem. It's like you could do so many. You like if you wanted a design like that. Like for example, let me show you a good way to properly
Mhm.
to do a design inspired by it. Okay.
Right. Also, I like the implication of this page where Nick specifically says, quote, I got this from an old boyfriend, implying that she fucked on.
Yeah. Yeah. This is like proper way to like take inspiration from a design. That's just straight up stealing. You know.
Again, it's Ken fucking Penders. The fucker doesn't have a creative bone in his body. All he can do is like look up shit, alter it, and then claim, "Oh, I'm original," while doing nothing
Yeah.
because it's like I said, it's easier than just actually being creative. Because again, if I'm willing to bet that if part of the deal with the devil he made is that Ken can never be creative. If he tries, the luck runs out. That's like the big twist. Which, now that I think about it, actually makes way too much sense.
Yeah.
Still, it's like, how do I put it? That's something I've always like. I'm not against the idea of like having a reference or a like something in the background. Like, like I'm not against it, far from it. It's like it's always good to have like a little Easter egg pop in now and then, right? But this is just straight up. Nah, we took the Falcon fan
Yeah. So
because why? Fuck you.
yeah, and I'm surprised he never got in trouble for this.
I'm sure he did, and they're like, whatever. I don't care. Like, actually, no. That reminds me. That reminds me. So again, so showing a bit of my weeb side. Um, there is this. So every so often, I watch Japanese live action anime like adaptations because I really enjoy the what they do because they actually give a shit and try to make the characters like look good or as accurate as possible, right? Um, in one of the ones I was watching while I was working, it was an actual like full movie. Again, I could multitask and kind of like look at the sub because I can't have audio while I'm working, so I can kind of like look at the subtitles and keep talking to someone. Say, yeah, no, I'm totally helping you, right? Anyway, so it was one of those like benefits, right? And specifically, this was for the Gintama live action. Again, this is it's an anime that's played up for parody's sake and makes fun of like a lot of fucking things. And don't ask it. Like it's just one of those things. Anyways. So with Japan, like there's only a certain amount of like things you can reference and shit like that before you get like in legal trouble. And they were already kind of pushing it at this point. So specifically, like they have an entire bit where the main character goes to like a friend who's like a really good smith who can like help him get equipment and like ships and things like that. By the way, the anime makes no sense. Don't ask me to explain. Point is, they use it to reference Gundam, and then they have like they reference One Piece, and then the guy's like, "Are you kidding me? I'm making fun of you right now. Focus." And finally, they reference one of the what's it called Miyazaki films that comes out, right? And an old one, I forget the name. It's been a very, very long time since I thought of it. So bear with me. And anyway, point is, um, there's this moment where one of the characters kind of looks at the Smith and says, "Can we even legally get away with this right now? I think we're pushing it." And you see the Smith just casually going, like mouthing to her, "It's fine. It's fine. We're good." Like again, breaking the fourth wall and everything like that. That's shit I legitimately enjoy. Like when the property just says, "Fuck it, we're just going to annihilate the fourth wall for the sake of fun."
Yeah.
again, it's something I deeply enjoyed and something I've always kind of liked about this Gintama series. It's retarded, it's stupid, it's supposed to be like not taken seriously. It's an entire gag anime for the sake of gags. Like we're talking about like over the top fucking situations and things like that. And I think again, there's one joke I also enjoy where again the plot of the anime or the live action adaptation of like I think their animated film is that her brother is obsessed with um creating the ultimate sword and they create some sort of like demonic fucking evil sword and they're using it to like start a war. And again, it's a long fucking story. I'm not going to get into it. But the sister, who's also a swordsmith, uh, specifically builds a sword for him to kind of counter it. And when she gives it to him, here's the problem. You know how Japanese swords has that stupid fucking hand guard at the end?
Uh, yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah. Yeah, that shit. That will not fucking save your hand if someone hits it. I'm sorry. That pisses me off to no fucking end. I'm so sick of this. Like, oh, the Nipponese fucking like fuck you. Get an actual handguard, you fucking rice-eating motherfuckers. Ooh, Rev is pissed. Anyway, point is that she tries to make it a bit more ornate. And in lies the problem. She decided instead of doing a normal handguard, she specifically puts a Chinese, Asian, the serpent dragon at the end. I want you to take a look at this and tell me the first thing that comes to your mind.
Okay, let me see it. I am playing Halo 2, so if I'm... What the fuck?
Sure. Yes! So I get the intent, but specifically, again, when you make something bronze and coiled, doesn't exactly scream dragon now, don't it? Of course, the character actually makes a comment about this and even says, like, it's fine and everything. Like, I'll just put it here. It's fine and everything, but what the hell? The decoration on the guard looks like shit. He even screams, like, it's not, it's a fucking dragon, don't you start? And his counter is, of course, if you already have a defense for it prepared, then you know exactly what it looks like. Of course, the joke is that it's actually the thing that actually defeats the evil sword and actually saves the day. So that's kind of the joke.
Yeah.
Again, it's something I kind of enjoy, and like I said, this is what I mean. Like, if you're gonna have fun with a property, just fuck it, run wild, go nuts, like, make me laugh. That's the thing I would hope most people would do. Don't be like fucking Ken Penders, who's like, just always the same sort of thing. Anyway, now I'm slightly curious with fucking Superstars coming out. I think sometime this month or next.
The 14th of
I
October.
think I'm not. Okay, so it's literally not even what is it? Oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. It's not even that far away. What's it called? It's gonna be interesting to play it. Like, do you have what's it called? Any plans for what you're gonna do? Like, are you gonna run through the game first and then do the multiplayer, or are you just gonna try to invite friends and play?
I don't know. I'll probably do a playthrough on YouTube. I'll stream on YouTube like I usually do, and I'll do a. And then I'll frickin' I'll ask if people in the server want to play if they have it.
Okay.
So I want.
What I was gonna suggest. Yeah, go ahead.
I want to go in blind so I hear all the music and get attached to it properly.
I see. No, I was going to say, it's like, if you're going to do that, I wouldn't mind, like, joining you and actually, like, doing a little playthrough just for the fun of it.
Because no one else in this server will have it. They don't actually give a shit about Sonic. They only care for the porn. That's
Why is that so funny?
it's freaking true. I've talked to so many people in here, and they're like, "Oh, I've never played the games. I've only watched Archie," and it's always the Archie people. It's like the Archie comics and like Sonic X bred some kind of degeneracy, and those are the people that love the porn. But if it, like I barely find anyone who actually like plays the games as much as me.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna buy it because I want to like experience it and actually like enjoy this game because it's like I've been doing a little like weird backwards fucking like Sonic playthrough, whatever you want to call it in terms of the other games. So it's been kind of like it'll be interesting to jump into what will be considered a good game and then proceed to like have old man moments all over the place.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is just to. I'm gonna get the edition with Mecha Sonic. I know it's like it's $100 for me, but it's like I don't give a shit. Like it's like I have disposable income, so whatever. I know I'm going to be playing this game for fucking ever, just like I did with Mania. I have like so many hours in Mania, so I know I'm going to do the same with Superstars. I've been waiting for this game ever since 2017.
It's
Just like Halo.
I've been waiting 100 years for this.
And Sonic Frontiers, even though I never played it after my 16 hours.
I'm still going through the game. It's been more like I just don't have time for it anymore because like I said, when you work 10 hours each week, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, I get that.
So,
I had to rush through the game. I didn't take my time. Same with Red Dead Redemption. I just didn't have time, and I regretted it because I was like, I should have took my time and actually did the side quests and shit. But it's just I just didn't want to be spoiled because I couldn't watch anything relating to the game, and it sucks because I have to play it. You know. You get that feeling?
Yeah, you know what? I've already bought like separate ways. I might as well buy the game for myself. So I'm gonna do that right now. Pre-order it because why not? But yeah, it'll be interesting to like have us kind of experience it because you're a newer fan. I'm an older fan, and it'll be hilarious to see like the differences between someone who's grown up with it like recently and someone who's been around since the 90s constantly going like, okay, now if I remember correctly, I think I can do like an insta shield, and it's like, Rev, you can't do that in this game. It's like, what the fuck not? I used to do it all the time when I was a fucking kid. Just that's going to be the entire playthrough, just constantly me complaining about old shit, and you just going, it's like, oh, like, Grandpa, please focus.
I mean, I started with Mania, so it's like I'm very new to Sonic. Like 2017 was when I first started caring, so like, you know.
Again, the dawning horror when you realize it's like, oh, this will be like fine, and it's like I'm still hip and young. It's like, no, Sonic hasn't been like doing 90s shit since like 20 to 30 years ago. Where have you been? And you just sit there like, shit. Again, it'll be interesting to kind of experience this and actually have someone to play with and actually go like, this is great.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Now the other question becomes, where does the like, how long will it be before we either run into a problem or start just like devolving into sex jokes?
I mean,
it's like, the countdown begins now.
I don't know. I feel like we'll be fine because like I don't know. I don't know. I don't really find the trip or classic gaming attractive in the base form. Someone's gonna have to make all these conversions for me to like, you know.
Of course.
From what I was told, Trip is just Sticks mixed with Marine, so I don't know. Maybe she will become the next poster boy of the animation. Probably not, but you know.
It's like, probably not. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, what's it called? The ironic thing is that I'm trying to think of the right word here. Like when it comes down to it, it'll be interesting to like see what her deal is and how she does kind of like do things. Part of me wants to believe that it'll be like a fucking a Meta Knight situation where we'll fight her during like a couple of boss fights, and there'll be like not quite a final showdown, but like a last fight. We punch her or something, like we hit her enough, and the helmet completely cracked off, and we get to see the face, and he runs away.
Flag drop. Flag stolen.
Yeah.
Flag drop.
Let me see here.
Flag recovered.
Beyond that, I don't think there would be much
Stolen.
change or anything else really to the to kind of experience. Like if we assume, of course, that there'll be more bosses aside from like what is shown off. I'm pretty sure we'll probably encounter characters like I want to say, oh, what's it called? Like it'll be interesting to see more like Eggman creations and things like that. I know we're going to be fighting a couple of like mechs here and there, so
Flag.
it'll be interesting to see like what kind of enemies to encounter, what kind of foes to deal with, how the system will work. I want to say like my hope is that it isn't just taking influence from the Super Mario games, because if it is, good lord, that's going to be bad, because if one of us dies, we might both have to reset the level. And given my shit hand-eye coordination, it's gonna be like my fault more often than not.
I mean, it's alright. I mean, you're not gonna be toxic.
Teammate gained.
It'll just be more like, okay, so for the sake of the ha-has, I'm gonna do something, and then just jump off a fucking pit, and then just go, I have confirmed that there is nothing in that pit. It's just, I don't even play as Tails, like, I play as Knuckles, I drop dash, and then it's like, I have confirmed that the pit indeed has nothing in it. We can move on. Let me see. Let me see here. You know, I'm just thinking about, like, how, the game will play out. And my hope is that we're not back in fucking Green Hill, for Christ's sakes.
Well, it appears in at the multiplayer level. That's about it.
Good, great. As long as it like stays in fucking like away from the main story, and we can actually like play the fucking game and not have to deal with Green Hill, I'll be happy. Full disclosure: if we start in Green Hill, I'm going to scream. I'm going to flat out just go. Eh! Okay. Like I said, I am just like sick to death of Green Hill. I want nothing to do with it. I would love, like, I would like flat out go like, if I had to choose between like a good controlling Sonic game or just nuking Green Hill, I'm gonna choose nuking Green Hill every single time. Like the whole like, you can only pick one: a good game with decent controls, or a shit game that's going to be awful, but Green Hill won't be the starting area. I'm going to choose the latter. Just flat out, yes. I'm good with this. I don't care if it's the next 06. I'm doing this, goddammit.
Teammate gained.
Yeah, it's like they don't want to be
Yeah, for the upteenth time. Actually, also, I almost forgot to mention the Sonic Forces Overclock. Remember that level I mentioned about how they take influence from the EXE kind of aesthetic? I found out that that level is called Ash Hill, and specifically, like, the implication is that it's being, what's the word? The place is being, what's it called? What's it called?
Flag captured.
Oh, I'm trying to think of the right word here. Oh, Jesus Christ, bear with me. Oh, Christ. Hold on. I had it. That's it. The, so they call it Ash Hill now, and basically what's happening is that Infinite has set the place on fire and is trying to just like burn Green Hill to the ground. And even in the game, Sonic mentions like, oh, Green Hill is looking a lot like, and it doesn't finish the previous sentence, but just basically leaves it at. So it's good to see that even the mod makers are fucking fed up with Green Hill, just like we.
Flag taken. Flag dropped.
Just no more of this.
Flag
be gone.
Stolen. Flag captured. Revenge.
So done with this shit.
Teammate game.
Let me see here.
Stolen. Flag captured.
Oh right. I should also mention I finally got some more info on Prime. We're going to apparently get like a lot of trailers on the 27th of this month. So in about a couple of days' time, including Sonic Prime Season 3.
Really?
Yeah, which is great, because now we're kind of getting like an idea of like where the story is going and everything like that. And assuming that Season 3 is where the story ends, it'll be great to like, what's the word? It'll be great to like actually have, what's it called? It'll be great to finally have like a proper story, a conclusion, and then I can finally get my fucking Sonic Prime redone shit dealt with. Actually, I might also ask for your involvement in this project. Well, specifically because you're really good at source filmmaker, and you could probably create the characters that I've got in mind, like recreating Nines and things like that more easily than I could in Gary's mod. Since specifically, Gary's mod is not as user-friendly when it comes to custom models like the way you do it. Of course, we can't really use the more mystic ones, it would have to be like the regular Sonic characters. So this would be more down to like, basically I'll be writing out the script and kind of like doing a voiceover to it. Your involvement would probably just be make the images that fit the narrative and just call it there. Like no animation, no like overly cumbersome thing, just the easiest fucking thing I would need. Like, and I'm not saying that like to like dunk on your skills or anything like that. This is more like, what's the word I'm looking for here? This is more, obviously this is more like for your own well-being, and like I don't want you to be overworked and nothing. Yeah, because unlike some people out here, I'm not a fucking dick.
Honestly, I am so freaking stressed out. I'm just so sick of these commissions being so annoying. That's what I'm sick of, There's people asking me to do fights.
Take it.
That's what I'm It's like it takes longer than it takes so long to do it. Just that's what sucks, because
Flag drop.
Yeah. It's not like a very like straightforward, hey, 5-second loop of like character twerking. It's like, whoa, I need this like overly detailed, overly exaggerated. It's like I want to commit suicide. Please let me die. Oh, speaking of suicide, I checked out the Resident Evil Separate Ways stuff, and I'm pissed off. So instead of having a boss that didn't show up in the game, they took a pre-existing like enemy from the game and then merged it with the boss that was missing in the base game, and you fight them together. It's like now the
drop.
boss that wasn't in the base game is now relegated to the DLC campaign. And by the way, we get our own quote-unquote antagonistic monster. Hope you enjoy it. And I'm just sitting there like, this pisses me the fuck off to no end. So the boss I'm talking about is
Flag.
oh shit,
stolen.
my game is crashing.
Drop.
For
Flag.
in the game it's referred to as it,
Drop.
but officially the creature's like
Stolen.
designation in terms of like a experiment is U3. And what U3 is it's a failed attempt to merge
Yoink.
human
Flag.
DNA,
Drop.
insect DNA, reptile DNA
Flag.
into one life form. Like this is like an early Plagas experiment that they tried to do, but it didn't work because the subject didn't adapt to it. But it wound up becoming this like grotesque centaur-looking monster that now
Flag.
is
Captured.
uncontrollable. Sadler can only like slightly manipulate it into like going
Team
to certain,
change.
like he can only guide it to direct its rage towards something, but he can't control it like he does the other Plagas, parasites and like members of his cult and things like that. So that's his like limit essentially. So that was kind of what U3 was supposed to be, kind of like a uncontrollable menace essentially. In the game as well, you also have Salazar, who has two
Double
Verdugo,
kill.
which, by the way, that's Spanish for execution. And the Verdugos were these, like, towering xenomorph-like creatures, and he would send one out to fight and kill Leon, but Leon would actually destroy it. And to prove a point, Salazar would take his last surviving Verdugo and merge it with himself and the parasite queen, and essentially become a hybrid amalgamation abomination. And that's the boss fight that's missing from the game.
Double kill.
For whatever
Flag
reason,
taken.
in this
Triple
DLC,
kill.
they have
Flag
decided to turn the
drop.
second Verdugo
Flag
from
taken.
Salazar's
Flag
right-hand
drop.
or
Teammate
left-hand
gained.
creature
Flag taken.
to now what's it called? Now they turned it into U3, and I don't know why.
Flag
It makes
drop.
no fucking
Flag
sense.
Taken.
Because when you
Flag
compare it
drop.
to
Flag taken. Flag taken.
what's it called? When you compare it to the other Verdugo, there is nothing that hints at, oh, it's changed and mutated and blah 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 blah.
Frenzy.
It's just
Double kill. Flag captured.
it's just there. You know,
Flag
like it's the
drop.
same
Triple kill.
fucking creature. Why is it that this
Taken.
one can like
Overkill.
mutate in
Flag
weird ways? Why is it that it can like
Spectacular.
grow fleshier appendages? Like what? Why does this creature get to do that where its twin couldn't do anything of the sort? And it's just because they said, fuck it, we don't have U3 in the game.
Flag
Shit, oh shit, we don't have... We got rid of the story segment that would have
Riot.
Salazar
Double kill.
merging with the U3 parasite, the other
kill.
Verdugo. Fuck it, turn this other Verdugo into
Kill.
basically Ada's nemesis, and that's it. Even though it makes
Flag
no
drop.
fucking sense, because the Verdugos in the original
Flag
game were
taken.
always at Salazar's side.
Flag
That was
drop.
kind of their point of creation. They're his bodyguards, his
taken.
personal like enforcers. And the village has
drop.
Mendez and his like
Flag
the El
reset.
Gigantes and like all the
Flag taken.
Los Ganados.
Flag taken.
Like he has these
Game.
guys at his disposal.
Flag
It makes no
drop.
sense
Rampage.
that one of Salazar's bodyguards would
Flag
abandon
captured.
him in his own castle,
Flag taken.
run around in the
Flag
village just to
drop.
attack this one
Flag
Asian
drop.
lady.
Yeah. So bullshit.
And of course they infect her and
Flag
with
taken.
Plagas now because
Flag
reasons.
drop.
Basically the
Flag
Verdugo
taken.
like shoots out like a little
Flag
tendril or something. It
drop.
nips her, and that's enough for the parasite to go in. And even though that isn't how Plagas works, it's not like a virus where you get infected with it. It's a parasite. It's a parasite that you have to be injected with. But whatever. And so she gets infected by it, she passes out, and then for some backing reason, Wesker gets involved because I need to save Ada Wong because she's important to me. For some fucking reason. Even though that, again, makes no fucking sense. The whole point of separate ways and like getting Ada involved in the story and everything like that is because Wesker. Oh jeez, this really is just keeps crashing. Okay, fuck it. The point of separate ways is that Ada is hired by Wesker to go to the fucking the village, infiltrate the Los Illuminados, and secure a sample of the parasite that Luis Serra had worked on. That's the entire goal. In the original, it also has fucking she's working alongside what's his name? Krauser, because Krauser's a double agent who's infiltrated the cult specifically to do the job as well, because Wesker gave him a virus that gave him his arm. So he's bought his loyalty in like a very direct way. But that doesn't happen in this. So instead, again, Ada's still hired by fucking Wesker, but Wesker gets involved because he needs to save Ada, because without her, the mission can't go through. Even though this goes completely against everything Wesker does. The point of the guy is that he doesn't get involved in the situation unless either A, he absolutely has to, B, he is so assured that the situation is going to go into his favor that there's no threat to his person or anything like that, or C, he's the only one that can handle the situation himself, specifically. It makes no sense that he would go out there to save Ada. And again, the implication in the original games was that it was Wesker's involvement in Raccoon City that saved Ada from dying. Like it's implied that he gave her some sort of virus himself with the express intent of saving her life. That's it. Here, it's like, this is why she's here, because, like, again, instead of, like, giving us an opportunity to learn why and how Ada survived being thrown off a fucking cliff. Well, not even a cliff, but thrown off a fucking, like, thrown off a fucking, like, down to her death in a pit. Instead of, like, giving us, like, a game or DLC story or anything like that that shows, hey, this is what happened to Ada, blah, 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 blah. It's like, oh, no, she just made it. It even shows her the, what's it called? That she has the fucking, what's it called? The fucking, grapple thing that Wesker gives her during the whole, like, Escape from Raccoon City story. It's just here, miraculously. No explanation, no nothing. And of course, idiotic people are going to be like, oh, this is a failure of the story because we don't, like, you know, why didn't she use this in the previous game? No. It's like, because she didn't have it in the previous game. If, again, Capcom actually, like, did their fucking job, we wouldn't be here.
Yeah.
Again, it's just so frustrating because it's like, you have an opportunity to do all these, like, correct things, and they like, consistently, systematically, without even, like, failing, keep fucking it up and making the story more overly complicated than it had to be. Again, we didn't need all this. We could have just had something simple, end of story. But it's like, no. We need more, you know? I was like, fuck me.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Shit, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but that's about it, really. Like, it's basically the same Resident Evil 4, just with Ada now. And what is it? They did add a new boss, but they also made the laser room a lot more retarded than it was previously. So, in the original Resident Evil 4, the laser room was basically like, it led into Sadler's room, so you kind of got the idea that this is a security system to protect him. Here, it's just like in some random ass fucking area in the laboratory section, and they introduce a new boss, which is like, I think they call it the failed experiment. and it looks so fucking out of place with the rest of this game. Specifically, I'm trying to find it. The boss is basically like, how'd I put it? So they took the concept of the failed experiment of U3, and then they gave it to this creature, and basically like it looks like they obscure it a lot in shadow, basically, and it's implied, like the idea is to make it more scary than it is, but I get the feeling they didn't have enough time to finish creating the bottle, so they're hiding it in as much like obscurity as possible to hide the fact that it might be lower quality than the rest of the game. And it basically just follows Ada around. You have to run from it, basically. You go into the laser room, and then you do the whole sequence of like avoid the lasers, and then there's like this big moment where she like jumps through them. Same kind of shit, except it's like before the laser room in Resident Evil 2 or Resident Evil 4 was like its own thing. Like the design was much more like original and fit with the Resident Evil universe. Now it just looks like they're just flat out trying to pull it from fucking the Paul West W. Anderson films, because it's like, fuck it, we can't have nice things. Hell, there's even the comparison right there that I've sent in private.
Alright, I'll check it out when I
Sure. But it gets even more retarded. So when Ada does her stupid shit in the room, I don't even know what it is. I have to go through it. She manages to like get the thing, then the failed experiment chases her, and then she goes back into the laser room for whatever reason and decides, oh, here's my chance. So they do the same hallway death scene where basically she slips through the laser grid before it becomes a grid, and the failed experiment runs through it and gets like diced up into little fucking pieces. That's it.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it doesn't even look good. Like the moment the creature, like, you know how in the film, basically when someone like gets caught in the grid like goes through them, and then there's like a few minutes and then they like fall to pieces. Here it happens instantly, so it doesn't even look right. It looks more like it's like it's a shitty edit, because the moment the laser goes through it, the creature starts ragdolling and the pieces start like falling off just as the laser's going through it, and it doesn't look right at all. And I just kept laughing. It's like, oh my god, that looks so bad. It told me, it's like, yeah, this was like a late edition boss that they had to like scramble to get out the door, and they didn't even have time to like code in a proper like, here is the death of the creature. That's so bad. I fucking love that. Just like the fucking hubris of it all,
Yeah.
Still, it's like I said. I'm used to the disappointment of the remakes and things like that, so I'm not too bothered by it per se. I'm just kind of, like I said, used to it. And I wish I wasn't. I really do. I wish I could be like, say, oh, it'll get better. I hope it'll get better. There's no problem. It's like, nope. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse. Just the subtle fucking anger. But again, trying to focus on the better things, the positives. Again, remember, Superstar's coming out soon. You're gonna enjoy that and not rage out and just relax.
Yeah.
We can just call it a day.
Teammate gained.
Yes, and then again, I will do all sorts of inappropriate fucking jokes throughout the entire fucking thing, and nobody can stop it. In fact, I will teabag so many fucking things. Just every single boss we beat, it was like, if it's close to the ground, I'm just gonna spin over to it and just crouch and go like, this is what my plan is. Like just like go full hog on it, or like to steal a joke from fucking from BS Brain Scratch comms when they were doing like a Sonic commentary. It's like Knuckles' motivations to fighting Eggman. What was it? Johnny talking as Knuckles said, "I'm not stopping until my nutsack hits his big pink nose."
That's good.
And it's like, oh god, it's worse because Eggman has such a pointy nose. No!
Flag recovered.
It's just the mental image of it makes it funnier. It's like, oh god. Like, I'm just picturing, like, Knuckles shouts that and Eggman just going, like, just sweating buckets and desperately trying to, like, bring up the Egg-O-Matic's, like, windshield as much as possible.
Oh, yeah.
Just, like, again, hears it, sweat comes down his brow, starts pushing the button like a maniac, like, beep, 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 beep. Just please, get it up.
It's just gonna be a kid.
Oh dear, let's see here. I'm trying to think of what else. Again, it will be, what's it called? Interesting to see, like, what comes of it, what will change, how the characters will kind of, like, be, you know, adapted and everything like that, especially, like, small things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, one of my hopes is that there's some, like, I want to hope that there's, like, some small, like, what's the word? I don't know. Character interaction, you know? Like, I hope that, like, in certain cutscenes, like, if you're playing multiplayer, there's some, like, what's the word? There's some, oh, Jesus Christ, bear with me. There's some, like, oh, hold on, I had it. Like, cutscene specific interactions with certain characters, like, I don't know, like, I like to imagine, like, if you have Knuckles and Sonic together, there'll be, like, some sort of rivalry, or if you have, like, just Tails and Amy, there's, like, some more cuter moments, like, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
Also, my hope is that the Emerald's power isn't just fucking limited to each character. I hope anyone can use them, because it would be a very boring playthrough if we could just, like, not use, like, all the other gems.
Yeah.
Because, fuck me, that would be so annoying.
He struck me from
More so than usual, I should say. Oh, thank God.
He's in the
I
tail.
don't think anyone.
Because if it was, I'd be so angry. Yeah, go ahead.
I said I think anyone can use it.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, it's like, ah, yes, that's great. Let me see here. Let me see. Oh god. Where is it? Oh yeah, so the other, what's it called? Let me see here. Hold on. Yeah, so that's kind of like the general kind of, idea I've been thinking about, or at least how that's going to play out. Let me see.
Come on!
I'm just curious to see what comes of it, and I also hope the enemy variety isn't just cutesy fucking badniks again. I'm kind of sick and tired about that.
Well, they look like the Sonic color ones.
Flag taken.
Which, to be honest, I prefer because it's a good blending of, what's it called? It's a good blending of, like, stylized and more, like, proportional Eggman designs, you know, moving away from, like, things like, I want to say, like, just, oh, I'm making cute animals because, I don't know, I'm just weird that way, too. Yeah, so this is a machine, you can tell it's a machine, here it is, and, you know, my favorite aspect has to be the eyes, how there's, like, a attempt to make them look angry, but there's no, like, real iris, it's just, like, a highlighted sort of pupil going on, which, again, is my favorite thing.
I mean, I like the OVA style of Batman the best, but I still...
Really?
Yeah, because they have that cutesy look that
Flag
is badass.
drop.
Oh, he's letting me
Drop
capture
your
it.
flag.
Thank
Flag
you.
taken.
But yeah.
Yeah,
Flag
what
captured.
is it?
Gained the lead.
Basically Eggman's little bugroom guys, isn't it?
Come on!
Yeah, or the CD graphics. They
Every
have
time
kind of like
I
that
bring the raid to the basic,
cartoon
launch
eyeball,
is
but it's anime, so
That
it's
is
a little
bull.
more cringe like American cartoons.
Exactly. For me, it's like, I'm kind of surprised these, like, Spike, Mace, Badniks have never made a return whatsoever. It's like, you think they would come back in something like...
The Caterpillar?
Go ahead. No, the more humanoid ones. The ones that
I was talking
have the
about
president...
the Caterpillar and the Buzz Bombers.
Oh.
Get in?
Yeah, kinda. I can see it. I was meaning more like just the... I think officially they're called Guardbots. And I'm surprised these designs haven't, like, returned in anything Sonic related. Like, not even in the Archie comics or anything like that. They just kind of got... Or even Sad AM. They just kind of, like... got left in the garbage bin of history, you know?
Yeah.
It's kind of sad when you think about it. It's like, fuck! It's like, why does nobody like us? Are we that cringe?
I guess so.
I mean, it wouldn't be difficult to, like, reinvent them either. Like, just slap a couple of Eggman paint, add the logo, and there you go. Hell, same with, Metal Robotnik, I think they called it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
to be fair, the design isn't awful. It's, how do I put it? It's you know, it's clearly inspired by the mechas of the time, and, you know, you can see a lot of influences from, like, a lot of the old fucking machines and things like that. Now, of course, calling it Robotnik is kind of absurd when you think about it. Like, other than the ovoid shape, nothing about him really says Eggman, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I guess you could argue that the beak-like obstruction in the front is a mouth guard, and it's kind of supposed to be like he's wearing armor. But it looks too strange in the sense of, like, how do I put it? It doesn't even feel like something Eggman would pilot. It feels like a sort of metallic commander he would have constructed specifically to, like, lead his forces, you know? Like, you know, kind of like how what Metal Sonic is supposed to be and things like that. It feels like this was, or like how the hard-boiled heavies have kind of become the same in, like, the comics and things like that. I get the feeling that that was kind of the idea for, like, Metal Robotnik early on. Like, the implication being that he's sort of a leader-type machine, and then Eggman came up with the whole idea of, well, wait, what if I piloted it from within and then lied about it overtaking my forces?
I'm gonna take him.
And then just said fuck it, and here we are. Which, again, I like the design for what it is. I just wish, you know, we saw more of it nowadays.
I'm gonna wait until one of y'all are at least one they can get
I do know that at least the Archie comics tried to bring it back at one point, and
if y'all are doing
you know what I find absolutely bizarre about it?
What?
different.
So instead of having
Nobody's
using the same colors as the OVA and the whole gun hand thing, like the hand could become a gun and things like that. They specifically decided to make, they specifically, for whatever reason, made it a blue and black machine and kept the yellow one instead. And the right hand's a permanent, like, gun hand or something. It doesn't quite look right. It kind of looks like, how to put it? It looks like an alternate skin you unlock for the character, you know?
Bill left. Real mode is the host. He's always a
Leg drop.
And oh yeah, and apparently, like they actually do the thing I suggested, where they actually make Metal Robotnik an actual like machine that commands like a legion of like other Metal Robotniks, but they're not like the same thing. They're like slightly less powerful.
Betrayal.
Yeah, which again, it's like I wish this design would like be brought back and actually utilized more. You know, used in more media, just instead of just one little thing. Again, since Sega's making such a big push to make classic Sonic a thing again, and modern Sonic like two distinctly separate game modes, why not just do the same with, you know, other classic elements as well, like the OVA? Why not bring a lot of the OVA elements back or anything like that? Like, it obviously it's not much, but it's better than nothing. You know, just throwing it out there again. Not a. I don't think it's that big of an ask, is it?
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah, there you go.
But yeah, that's something again I would like to see. Other than that, to kind of get back to the original Badniks here for Superstar, like I said, I'm looking forward to actually kind of encountering them and see how the designs look. And given the whole like high quality models that we're getting, porting them over and actually like having them in proper like source, Scary Smart, like, you know, things like that for like art purposes and things like that, I don't think it would look too out of place.
I'm gonna be here.
You know, it could actually work and finally give the Sonic Color / Sonic Unleashed Badniks a bit more, a few more members in their ranks instead of just the same tired flying egg pawn or the moto bugs and, you know, all that sort of shit. Or trying to explain, or instead of just having the fucking chomping fishes in the water all the time, just actually bringing the Mosasaur Badnik and actually have it be a thing.
Yeah, I like the
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite kind of concepts. I'm like, it's taking us this long to get another dinosaur Badnik. Jesus Christ.
I hate the fact that people are calling it a damn whale. It's a freaking
fly over here.
It's a whale. And me just saying, it's like, it's not. You're retarded.
After that, of course.
Sorry. I just also remember that one, I think TikTok or Vine, where the girl goes to her father and says, "Dad, do you think I'm ugly?" And her father goes, "No, ugly? No, you're not ugly. You're just retarded."
Slowly.
And she starts laughing like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I think he was trying to be nice, but it's like, I don't think he realizes how bad, like, saying your daughter's retarded makes her sound. Like, I'm probably gonna start doing that from now on. Like, whenever my
captured.
Like whenever my kids like that, I'm just gonna go like, "No, you're not stupid. You're just retarded, son."
Capture the flag.
Okay. Kidnap.
Let me see here. So where is it? It'll be interesting to kind of see it, and I also know that there's going to be like a couple of like Eggman specific bosses, so it'll also be nice to kind of like see the designs of these new Eggman mechs and kind of compare it to what's come before, and then immediately question is like, why did you design it like this?
Yeah, it makes no sense.
It's like, you know, it's like I used to think the world's slowest moving drill car was the worst thing you've ever created, but no, you surprised me yet again and just invent this fucking thing. Because why not? You stupid motherfucker. Oh well. Anyway, so again, it'll be interesting to kind of see it and kind of go with it. Oh, actually, I did also want to ask a question. What's your take on the Sonic Boom Batnik specifically?
I like the shark.
Oof, just one Batnik. It's like I like that one, and that's it. It's interesting. I want to say, like, the design is still there. Like you can tell, Motobug's a Motobug, but it has like slightly more defined edges, much sharper. Like it's generally much more jagged in comparison to what we've seen before. Like actually menacing per se, but that's about it. Like they don't really have much personality or charm to them, you know.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sad. It's like that's kind of what makes fighting badniks fun. The sort of pizzazz that they can have in their design and the sillier kind of aspects. The only one I think I liked was the burn bot robot body, whatever you want to call it. And that one gag where for whatever fucking reason they made him the judge in like Eggman, I'm going to sue Sonic case. And I think my favorite bit is just when, as he's taking his seat, he starts going mental with the gavel on the thing and just says, "Why are there cockroaches on my stand?"
Oh, that
Just
one.
kind of look at it like, yeah, and I'm just looking at it like, huh, okay, that actually is a good point. Why are there cockroaches here? But that's about it, really. Like, everything else doesn't... I think it's also, like, the color chosen. Like, the muted red and, like, black doesn't really help them, like, stand out either. Like, they blend into the background too much.
They're all freaking Sonic 1, 2, and whatever badniks, but they're, like, just all colored red, when in their games they had, like, you know, greens, blues, yellows, all that shit. So
they were much more vibrant compared to what we got.
Yeah, it's just... I just look at it and I'm like, you know, we used to have better than this. And I like the designs being more like aggressive. But
yeah, like it's not a for this setting. It makes sense that Eggman, to compensate for his like inequities and the fact that he's not really that much of a serious villain. I mean, for Christ's sakes, let's face it. Boom, Eggman. I think he's one of the most pansy characters ever to exist in the Sonic series. But to make up for it, he creates like menacing-looking robots and says like, "Go kick Sonic's ass." That's about it. Like, there's no, like I said, there's no personality. There's no real charm. Even Orbot and Cubot feel out of place because their design looks way too whimsical and colorful versus like the sea of faded dull reds and like blacks that the other badniks have. And if you take a look at everything, you kind of notice that in order to make them look like they fit in with the rest of them, they actually like fade out their color a bit so they look all like a part of the same like assembly lines. That's kind of the situation there, I would say. It's just it doesn't quite work, you know? And again, it just boils down to the fact that in Sonic Boom you had like, you know, the badniks aren't really that interesting or impressive. Except for, I want to say, actually, ironically enough, I think the villains of the week actually were pretty decent. I think. Well, they worked in like micro, and I think like, you know, they could actually work in like the official series, but like everything else not really. Like I think one of them, like you got one bot that's basically called Dreamcaster, and it's essentially a Spectre-like robot that wears a robe, and then when that robe is removed, you kind of see that it's like this weird skeletal spine robot. It's like, oh, this could actually work in other, like a different story or like a proper Sonic game, like, you know, anything like that, even in the comics and things like that. But that's just that, or like some of the other ones, like I think the circus performer, again, small bad guy of the week that could probably like work in a comic or whatever.
Last man standing.
And I think one of them was a computer virus that became sentient.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, and apparently, like a lot of fans actually really like him because he fits with the Sonic vibe and is a pretty decent character in his own right, and the design as well. But because it's stuck in Boom, what's it called? The odds of him actually being like included in anything moving forward is little to nothing.
Yeah.
Like again, if he was like created for like Sonic X, wouldn't be so bad. Like he actually, like, if you animate the design, works really well for what that is. But the rest, no, not really. And that's a shame because again, Sega's so fucking strict about. Oh no, we don't want to mix in the other characters or continuities or bring in characters from other continuities and make them decent because X, Y, and Z reasons. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting there like, I hate you. I hate you so much.
It's a different universe. Oh.
As if that's ever stopped any like group from ever trying to reintroduce the like concepts that really fucking work. Like, if you want to go the whole like, oh, it's a different universe and so it doesn't make sense that they'd be here, right? Then just fucking what's it called? Then just fucking redesign them slightly and have them fit in. That's what you already fucking do with like classic versus modern shit. Like if there's a character in like classic that you want to put in modern, typically they just like do a slight redesign of the character and then boom, there he is.
Yeah.
Again, they don't want to do that because that would be like effort and shit. And then again, I'm just like, I can feel my blood pressure rising and my left eye slowly pushing out of my head. Just like the amount of rage I experience with like both Sonic properties and like just shit in general always fucking makes my blood pressure just skyrocket, and I feel it. Like I feel the heart go crazy, and I start feeling the veins in my head just going fucking mental.
I just hate the whole, like I say this a lot, but I hate the whole classic and modern split. I really hate it so much. They should be the same continuity. There shouldn't be any difference. Classic should be just young Sonic, and yeah. It's just, so annoying,
Yeah. Okay, it's not a difficult fucking thing. It should just be like, there's these characters, there's this, there's that, blah, 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 blah. And again, it kind of goes back to, like, with Boom as well. Because Sonic Boom released with the whole, like, oh, Lyric's the main bad guy, not fucking Eggman, we kind of get stuck with this whole, like, again, Lyric's fucking robots are not the most, like, ironically enough, they're the most expressive fucking things we get there, and that's just because their mono eyes can be, like, made to look angry, sad, or whatever. That's it. But then, you go to Eggman, it's like he's got nothing. It's like, I fucking hate these guys. And I stand by that too. I'm not a fan of the robots Lyric creates because they're... You know what they remind me of? Like, legitimately?
What? Spore?
Reject Ratchet and Clank enemy designs.
I've heard criticisms about that.
Yeah, it's like... It feels like... what's it called? Like, again, it feels like with these characters, especially, like... If you were to put them in... what's it called? In any other media out there, like any other... what's the word? Any other media out there, like fucking Ratchet and Clank or anything like that, they wouldn't look out of place. If anything, they would look like they're supposed to be there, like part of the setting in the world. But in like the Sonic universe, no, they feel too out of place. They feel like they're lost, essentially, for lack of a better term. And it's just the case with like why, you know, like basically the problem with like the character development. They changed it from Eggman being the villain to this fucking
1 minute.
cancer-ridden snake, and as a result, every fucking robot has to be something he would have designed, and so the main villain influences the villain designs, and that's kind of where I think the drab color scheme really comes in, because these guys are not very vibrant. Like they have a metallic sheen, they stand out a bit, but they're not like, especially if like the lighting doesn't help them, they stop going from like a vibrant metallic color to just kind of droll and drab, like very fucking quickly.
Yeah.
And it sucks because like I said, I don't hate the design, but I think they could work in something that isn't Sonic related, or if you have to bring them back, like fine, whatever, just kind of say like they're designed by some fucking other
10
person.
seconds remaining.
And fuck. And also, I want to say this as well. I fucking hate Lyric. Like, no one's business. And it's just because it's like, they try to make him some big, grandiose villain. This whole like, oh, I'm going to destroy organic life because cancer. You know, and then you just sit there, it's like, why though? Like, what is, like, what motivates you to just say, fuck all living things, I'm gonna make a world of metal? Like, this feels like it's something Metal Sonic would be doing. Like, when he just finally has had enough and says, fuck it, I'm going to nuke the planet and I'm just gonna start doing shit. Exactly, just, fuck you, fuck everything, I'm going to blow it up because I need robotic pruning. Specifically. So that's it, like, there's no... Like, nothing about I almost said infinite. Oh, God. Yes, infinite. Just swap them out. Infinite and Sonic Boom. Fuck it. No. There's nothing that Lyric... by the way, I found out this today, by the way. Apparently, Lyric is an acceptable US name. Spelled exactly the same way. I just thought it was like a silly, like, because lyric means words to a song. Why the fuck would you ever name your child that? Why would you say, yes, I hate my son/daughter, so I'm gonna call them Lyric? Why? Why would you do this? It's people, like, again, people have, like, you know the expression, the whole, like, some people shouldn't procreate? I firmly believe that, too. Some people should just not fucking breed. They should all collectively take shotguns to the nuts. But hey, whatever. Ugh. Anyway, so of course... But that's what I mean, like, there's nothing interesting about Lyric. His motivation makes no fucking sense. He's not interesting. He's just an angry fucking snake whose entire motivation can be summed up to, I'm dying because of reptile cancer. And that's it. Nothing else to it. No, like, there's nothing to it. There's no, like, crazy further explanation. There's no this, there's no that. It's just, he's an angry fucking snake who, for whatever reason, takes top billing instead of Eggman. Yeah. Over and over again. Like, there's no... Like, Lyric takes over the entire fucking story, pushes Eggman out, and then Eggman's, like, only contribution to the story after, like, he teams up and gets betrayed is, I'm going to build a robot, then try to fight Lyric, fail because the missiles don't fucking work. And then I'm gonna try and fight Sonic and his friends because that's my whole motivation. Have a shitty fucking mech, and then proceed to, like, have a whole bit where I just smack my cockpit because why not? Then at the very fucking end, for whatever reason, Eggman just comes back. It looks like he's been beaten the fuck up, fires a missile at Lyric, beats him, and just goes, "Got him," and passes out. Like, why? What happened? How did this occur? Like, last time we see him, he clears the mech and he's fine. What the fuck happened here? How did... Exactly, it's like, I'm just gonna rub my nuts all over your fucking helmet now. It's like, you're on the ground, fuck you. Fuck you, this is for making me play a shit game. The only other thing I can think is that when it comes to this game, it's like, this is what I assume, right? It's very clear they had like plans for like an additional story for like DLC, but you know, the game basically got shafted and nothing really came out of it, right? So my assumption is this, because we know that Shadow gets like, according to one of the AIs, it mentions that Shadow gets sent into the future because of time travel shenanigans. And so my assumption is that Shadow was going to, the story would have focused on Shadow. Shadow would have been like doing some weird time travel adventures.
10 seconds remaining.
What's it called? Time travel adventures, and then eventually it would have then led to like a boss fight with Eggman back in the mech, and then he beats the fuck out of Eggman. That's why he's like loopy, and then that's it, and that's like the whole story essentially. That's what I think was supposed to happen. And then the DLC plans went through because nobody freaking bought this abomination. So they said, fuck it, nobody cares. And now we just have this like inconsequential situation.
Yeah, this abomination. I like how you say that.
Well, thank you. So it's no less true, of course. Again, the only thing that came out of this thing that was like actually decent was the cartoon and 2 spin-off games. One that actually tries to like retcon and redo Rise of Lyric, where apparently Sonic and his friends actually kill Lyric. Yeah, go figure. And the other one, which I think is Fire and Ice, that introduces Defect, like the only cutesy fucking robot in the entire series, and introduces like some new chaos fucking, like, sorry, not even chaos, but like a new like element, and that's it.
Wait, so does Lyric get killed by Sonic?
So in Shattered Crystal, like, there's only 3 proper CGI cutscenes. The rest are just like text speech with what's it called? Text speech with hold on. The characters talking to each other, yada yada yada. The plot is basically Lyric is trying to mind control everyone with like weird heads around him. And the point is, they reach him in this like secret flying fortress lair, and they beat him and they blow open a hole in the wall. And then Lyric's like, you know, you can't beat me. And then I think it's either Sonic or Knuckles, like one of the members of the crew hits Lyric out the window, and he's like floundering, implying that he's actually gonna fall to his death. Yeah, so it's like, weirdly enough, I don't feel anything about this. Like, I'm not angry about it, nor am I like particularly annoyed. I just like get this like, oh thank God he won't be back. It's like there's going to be a snake-shaped crater and red mist everywhere. That's good. That's very good. So yeah, the other one, Fire and Ice, like I said, it's not a what's it called? It's not a terribly complicated story. Like I said, it's just introducing what was a new fucking story, essentially, for the characters, and like a new chaos element / chaos elemental element, and then just, you know, that was it. The story was like, it wasn't crazy, it wasn't intense, it wasn't very deep. It just was there, you know. Like, that was it. The only like interesting, and I say this with like the biggest fucking air quotes, by the way, is apparently because of the exposure to the chaos energy from, I think they call it like irradium or something, like some made up thing. It's basically just emerald shaped or emerald green crystals. Because of the exposure to them, Sonic and company now have the ability to shift between fire and ice. Yeah, that's about it. There's no crazier kind of like skills or anything like that. Oh no, sorry, I'm looking up at the cutscenes now. No, my apologies. Shattered Crystal. So what happens is that Lyric gets his ass beat by Sonic and his friends. They're like, "Yay, fuck you, Lyric, you're cringe." And Lyric's like, "No, my plans." So then he tries to activate some sort of robot that's like a copy of himself to like destroy them. And also he uses like the fucking engineer's like demolition prop from TF2, which is ridiculous. Then Shadow comes in, rips out some cables, and the robot stops working because why not? Then he does his spin dash thing to Lyric. Well, he kicks him in the face. Sonic opens the hatch, and Lyric gets sent out the window. Like, Jesus Christ. Okay, so Sonic casually murders someone. Alright, great to know. It's not just the Archie comics that does it. What?
10 seconds remaining.
I don't really like how you just get them in death like that. It's just kind of like they could have done so much more.
Game over.
As usual.
I don't, but that's the thing, it's like, it's Lyric. Nobody really cares about Lyric. Lyric had an opportunity to, like, be an interesting villain, like, do shit, and then they just kind of squander it with the game. And, like I said, there's nothing of value lost. Like, out of, like, you know, we keep talking about, like, oh, what villains we want to see return in Sonic and everything like that. There's a reason why Lyric doesn't make a appearance in any of those fucking lists, and simply because nobody cares about him. Lyric is just... He's worse than the bad guy would be. Like, something like fucking Chaos, a literal, like, water monster, has more of an impact, like, story and everything like that, than a villain with an actual voice and shit like that. Like, people care about a sentient puddle more so than they care about Iron Man Snake. Again, that's fucking insane when you consider it. Like, the sheer amount of, like, again, squandering a character that could have worked, to say the least. And it's just, how do I put it? Like I said, it's just absurd to say the least. Just constantly having to deal with this, like, stupid shit, you know?
I don't know, I just never see an idea and I'm never like, oh, we should scrap that, like, we should improve this and make it better.
Right. Like, there's no point in scrapping a concept that could work or a character that doesn't work because, you know, X, Y, and Z reasons. And there's always an opportunity to, like, improve and make something better. It's just, what do you have with Lyric? You know, like, what like, deep, impactful, like, story does he bring to the table? And it's like, unless you can, like, expand on the Ancients, and expand on... Wait, let me say that right? Ancients. I'm just double checking because sometimes I've caught myself accidentally saying ancients by complete fucking accident. But essentially, with the terms of, like, unless they introduce the ancients and, like, talk about them and explain, hey, this is what's going on, this is what's happening, blah 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 blah. You know, it actually won't be. What's the word? It won't work per se. You know. Like, there's nothing important about him unless you want to, like, redo the character so drastically that he'll fit in the next media or something like that. He's not really, like I said, he's not really that important. And I get it. Like we always want to focus and try to like give these characters actual story, actual kind of like personalities. We always are kind of like where can we take the character? How can we improve them? So on and so forth. But again, kind of the problem. There's no connective tissue per se. That's saying something. Like, I'm just kind of putting it out there. I don't think there's much to be worked with. I don't think there's much to do with, like, and I mean, almost everyone within Sonic Boom to consider it. Like, and I'm not meaning like in general, like, some characters could work like sticks and things like that, but other characters not so much.
Yeah.
That's about it, I think. And let's see.
Round
Let me see. And yeah, I think that's about it, really.
Yeah.
Again, that's all I gotta say on that.
I don't know. I just audibly sigh when think about this shit.
Well, again, it's like it's such a waste of potential. You get an opportunity to introduce a new universe, like not be burdened down by like the constraints of Sonic and his friends. Like actually have them change to like a modern time with like a complete, like you're not actively trying to like remove the old, just actually trying to make something new, and it just doesn't work. It just winds up being like constantly like every single attempt failed, like not only because of Sega's involvements, but like whatever compromises they made just compromised the story itself.
Yeah.
Again, it's a real fucking tragedy because again you got this whole what's the word? You've got all these like all this potential, and again they make it clear they had a lot of ideas they wanted to do, like introducing what's it called? Introducing the ancients, introducing like this new world, this new setting, like everything like that. Like that was always the fucking goal. But every single time they like got closer, got to it, Sega's like, oh, we don't want you to do that. Like this whole, we're gonna explain the dynamic between Eggman and Sonic and how like before they used to be decent friends, and then it's like, no, you can't do that because what if we want to do it? It's like every single attempt to tell the story they wanted to tell, and to do the job that they were hired to do, they constantly got told no because Sega was scared to death that they would get like any and all attempts to like do their own thing would just get like shafted almost immediately.
Yeah.
And it's like I said, it's just kind of like it's not just obnoxious and absurd. It's also just like it comes down as so fucking petty because it's like someone who's like jealously like they say to you, oh, you can go ahead and quote unquote play with the toys in the toy box and actually like do something with them, and they get that opportunity and they start doing it, whatever, and then the moment that these like you don't play with it in the way they want you to, they like snatch it away and tell you, oh, if you want to do this, it has to be this, and this, and like you told me I could do whatever I wanted with this because you wanted it. It's like, what the fuck? Just it's like I said, it's just one of those problems where it's like you couldn't win in this situation, and the more I think about it, the more I wonder, it's like how would you try to fix Sonic Boom? How would you really try to do it? And I think it really would just boil down to what's the word? I think it would really just boil down to you getting an opportunity to tell the story that, what's the word? That they were going to do. Like, again, this was something I was playing around with as, like, even part of my own project, the concept of trying to expand on the lore of the setting and trying to work with it. And a lot of it was basically, like, you know, the elders, how did the elders work, what was their society like, how did the echidnas and the hedgehogs work together, you know, so on and so forth. How did this all go the way it did? And there was some early attempts basically to explain it, like what happened to the ancients, where did they go, why was Lyric like a snake when like the others are like this, like, you know, etc, etc, etc. And that was basically like a very early attempt at this, but I wound up kind of just completely scrapping it, because the more I thought on it, the more I was like, this is too much for a game that, like,
30 seconds
just doesn't
remaining.
deserve it, you know? And I don't mean it like doesn't deserve it as in like it's awful and it deserves to die. I mean, it doesn't deserve it in the sense of like there's nothing to it that I can really like run with, you know? There's no like, I can't go into the story and actually like make a proper change. I have to like really go into it, and I would have to like basically change the entire the entirety of the story completely, like the tone and everything like that.
Infection.
Again, that's more work than actually like what's the word I'm looking for here? That's more work to a project that, you know, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Double kill. Infected.
That's more work to a project that I think wouldn't really pay dividends in the long run. You know, like that's energy, that's time, that's like writing I could put to something else. You know. Like the Terrios plot, for example, which is still in the works. I just haven't been able to like. I've got like a bit more kind of planned out, but nothing set in stone yet. Like there's no, like I've got some idea, basic concepts. I've actually managed to kind of get like how does he get down to Earth and how does he get involved with Eggman and that sort of shit. Like it's coming together, but nothing's set in stone yet, per se.
Yeah.
So, you know, there's that. And someone's also asking me about some Mass Effect related projects, so it's not that I'm going to be writing for it, it's more like I'm giving my input on like some of their stuff, because I'm a bit more familiar with the lore than they are. So, you know, swings and roundabouts. Speaking of, still having issues downloading?
No, fuck, I forgot, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been busy with the frickin' rendering today.
No, you're fine. I was just asking, it's like, was it still giving you shit?
Honestly, everything's giving me shit. Like, the frickin', SFM, it's been taking forever to render Stun as commission. It's just like, oh look, another day wasted on a day I could have been spent doing something else, so yeah. Yeah, I spent 2 weeks to get $70 again. Wow, I'm so happy.
Oof.
I'm just so fat.
Again, I do not envy your position at all.
Yeah. Sorry to change the topic, I'm just so pissed off.
Oh, you're fine. No, you should be, because again, let's face it, this is like, you're going at it and it's like, oh, this is, like, you got a plan set up, and then it's just the technology that's failing you. Every single time, consistently. It's the tech. There is no, like, it's not your work ethic, it's not your, like, it's literally shit out of your control, and you're just sitting there angrily going like, fuck, I wish, like, you know, I could actually do something. And the problem is that when you render shit, you can't do anything else, really. You kind of have to sit there and wait for the fucking thing to render out before you can commit to anything else.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, did you want to do another animation? Too bad, you gotta wait for this thing to finish, fucko. And it's not like you can buy another computer and just put in SFM there to continue. You have to, like, if it detects it, it'll close out from another one and you're screwed.
Yeah.
Like, alternatively, you could create a completely different Steam account. You can then go like, okay, on this computer, I'm going to have it set up like this, so that way it doesn't, like, I can continue the process while this, goes through, blah, 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 blah. But it's like,
Well,
that's more work for the same result.
Source Filmmaker does not allow you to run, it at the same time. Like, you can't run two, instances of it at the same time. You can't even play Gary's
Right.
mod while you wait for it to render, and it's just... It sucks.
Yeah, because it's Steam. It's like, we don't want people to, steal other people's games and shit. It's like, motherfucker, I kind of would like to, do other things while this is going through, please? I'm sure if we asked the old lady, I think she might know a trick to, go around. I'm sure that's a thing. As it is, it's just... It pisses me off to no end.
Flag captured. Lost the lead.
Yeah.
And it's just... Like I said, I get your frustration. It's just the limits of the technology is what's failing you. It's not your work ethic, it's not your thing, it's literally just the tech is fucking, and it's unfair to you, it's unfair for the people who pay you, and it just affects the whole process.
Yeah, it's... I just have stuff I need to do right now. I'm constantly worrying about,
Yeah.
Killjoy. Flag stolen.
It's just, like I said, it's just a constant, pain in the ass every single time, and I get the frustration, believe me, I do. Anyway, just, So I gotta head off before I do anything else tonight. But thankfully tomorrow's Friday, so I can finally unwind, do the shit with a lot of people I need to do. Other than that,
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye. No shit. I pushed the wrong thing.
Captured.
Hold
Lost
on.
the lead.
Let's go away.
Alright, time to play traffic conductor. Oh, hey, Falcon. Okay, maybe I
Flag stolen. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped.
Hello guys. Get in, Robin, Rock, Robin.
Hello.
Hey,
Flag dropped.
come on, get in.
Flag recovered. Flag taken.
Let's play traffic conductor.
Flag dropped.
Applying traffic. Playing traffic. Oh, it's from okay, I'll get it now.
Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
Yay!
Flag dropped. Spree. Flag taken.
Yes, yes.
Let's go.
Yes, let's go.
Guide the leader.
No, don't drive to the Wraith! Oh my god! Nice. Suicide. Hey, come on, let's get this. There he runs, he runs. Get him, get him. There's Brave.
If I just hide in here, they won't notice. So I achieved the art of remaining completely still. They have no idea that I'm currently here.
Man, he's got the flag.
Oh shit.
No, no, drive back, it is Brave. Drive back, drive back. Nice. Nice, nice.
Just hide in here.
Come on, another try.
Just hide. Notice you're maybe burning your balls off right now. But
Come
you're a
on, where are you?
traffic conductor. Oh shit. Okay, as long as we stay completely still, they won't notice we're in here. Oh lord.
Try not to fall off the edge challenge, impossible.
Using it as cover. Oh, we got a tank. We're totally screwed. Off the edge again. We've got 3 shots left. A Wraith on our tail. Jeez.
Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
I'm so sorry.
Flag dropped.
Come on. the fuck?
Flag reset. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
Oh, look, it's so beautiful. Oh no. Uh-oh.
Flag captured. Round over.
Notice. I'm in there. They don't notice. They don't notice.
Capture the flag.
I mean, you're gonna.
Come on. No, what? Take water, come on.
Now, as soon as we can get as speaking as possible. Something like this. Probably do some traffic conducting systems. Go. Just wait. Wait, it knows. Oh shit.
What the fuck?
Maybe I should have used the rocket launcher I got. Maybe that was my first one.
Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag taken.
To your left, Wraith Driver.
Flag dropped.
Oh my god, how can you be so dumb? How do you ignore that?
Flag captured. Lost the lead.
Oopsie. Me. Oops. I think they're gonna start
Flag
realizing it's kinda
reset.
like a truck inside. None of them have realized it yet. Okay, I don't know what it is, but it seems like being in a truck provides some sort of invisibility. See if you can So I'm hoping the Wraith doesn't notice that I'm in here. Doesn't notice. Doesn't notice. Doesn't notice anything particularly out of place. Yeah, they don't notice. Now, I know someone's like, oh, just go and do the thing to the Wraith, but it might not be the best idea. So. Oh shit, oh shit. Come on, come on, come on, Damn it. There's just nothing suspicious going on here, okay? I can reaffirm you that. But believe. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh no. Oh no. He's stuck. We're stuck.
Suicide.
quite unfortunate.
What the hell?
Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag reset.
Let's wait for someone to trip the mine.
Flag stolen. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag dropped. Flag reset. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
Dumbass teammate.
Flag dropped. Flag taken. Taken. Flag reset.
How is it so hard for you to kill me?
Flag dropped.
How?
Flag taken. Flag captured. Tied the leader.
No one wants to do anything about it.
Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Revenge. Killjoy. Flag reset.
Oh,
Bruh. Go, go, go!
Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag reset.
Virgin Armors.
Vehicle coming straight.
Flag stolen. Flag dropped. Double kill. Triple kill. Reset.
Fine.
Flag taken. Flag dropped. Double kill. Killing spree. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Double kill. Flag taken. Flag captured. Gained the lead. Flag taken.
So I hope you guys don't mind the fact that I just help myself to just going in here. Oh, nice.
Flag captured. Flag taken.
Hope you guys don't mind me doing this.
Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken.
Look at the heart.
Flag captured.
You gave us a free Falcon. How generous. I'm gonna take your flag again.
Flag stolen. Betrayal.
So sorry.
Flag dropped. Flag taken.
I already got it.
Flag dropped. Revenge. Killjoy. Flag recovered. Flag taken. Flag captured. Round over.
Oh man, that was nice.
Capture the flag. Flag taken.
Yeah, it's kind of quite unfortunate, you know.
Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped.
Judging the current circumstances, I would say that just
Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Suicide. Flag taken. Flag captured. Gained the lead.
Let's go. See, this is what happens when
Flag
you team up with
taken.
Red Mode. You become the ultimate unstoppable team of autism. It's just
Flag dropped. Flag taken.
He just got spiked.
Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped. Flag taken. Flag stolen. dropped. Flag taken. Flag dropped.
Okay, so we may be a little.
Flag recovered.
Oh wait.
Flag taken. Flag captured. Game over. Capture.
There we go.
Alright, thanks for watching, everyone.